Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion plays Slay the Spire. You're not gonna believe me until I click this, but I did get a win as the Silent last night when I'm playing off camera. When I was playing off camera. So, I'm actually on a streak of 3 right now. By the way, it's not like, I don't think it's bad to play it off camera, because I just wanted to, and I'm not gonna record at 1 to 3 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's me time. That's daddy's time. And I think I've gotten a lot better as a result of doing some off-camera play, but I'm just letting you know, I had a silent victory. What was the archetype? Lots of those cards that were like, deal 10 damage if this card is discarded, gain 2 energy if this card is discarded, draw 2 cards if this card is discarded, and the words have lost all meaning, combined with cards that cycle, so, you know, draw 4, discard 1, draw 4, discard 1. Managed, it was also had ice cream, which is like, energy, well, that was just I was eating, that's why it's me time, but I also had ice cream in game, which allows you to store energy turn to turn, so sometimes I'd end up with like no cards in hand and 8 energy, so the next turn I would have 11 or 12 energy and I could just pop off. But anyway, we're playing as the Silent. Again, we weren't quite infinite in my off-camera run, but this is, I'm feeling a renewed sense of confidence, which means we are definitely ready to go. I think choose a card to obtain is pretty good, and by doing this, we can put ourselves in a good position to build an archetype if we're able to choose a card that we like. Enemies in your next combat have 1 HP is really good for preserving HP, but I think 99 gold to transform a strike and a defend, or 2 defends, is probably the right call. Because we already have Survivor, which I will probably do a strike and a defend. We got Acrobatics and Flying Knee. Flying Knee is a strictly better strike, and Acrobatics is good for... Probably try to get to this guy, but it does cut off a couple of questions. Well, it cuts off 1 question. Let's go this way. It's good for cycle, but definitely we're not committed to an archetype yet, so you're gonna deal 7 damage. We will survive, dump a defend, hit you with a flying knee, and I don't think there's much benefit to acrobatics yet. I don't think it really plays into our hand. But if we can get to the point where it actually provides us with some value, that's where we're talking. So I'm weak for a turn. I am going to take damage. We have 4 energy. Oh, because we use Flying Knee, that's right. So our turn plays itself. We're going to take 4 damage here, but that's completely okay. We've already, in a way, we've already removed a strike and a defend from our deck and made it much more consistent, which I think is going to be quite advantageous. So we're probably not going to be able to kill you. This costs 0. Flying Knee is well worth using, but let's use Draw first, and we'll just dump a defend. And we'll play a Survivor. It's overblock, but that's fine. And we'll hit you with the Flying Knee, and next turn we only need 2 attacks to get the job done here. Not a bad situation. We're weak. We might need 3 attacks. We didn't get him. Wow. Okay, well. Now we need 1 attack, unless he debuffs us. The run that I played last night, it also took like 2 hours. Maybe even closing in on 2.5. And the reason is, I wonder if we still get the energized from that. I really doubt it, but... let's go. Cloak and Dagger is good, no matter what. It doesn't shove us into an archetype, and I'd really like to do that as soon as possible, but it's a better block that comes with some upside as well on attack. So, be neutralized, my friend. And then our next attack will go to you. But I had some turns where I was stacking up like 90 block. I was doing almost no damage, but the turns just lasted so long that it'd be like Shiv, cycle, cycle, Cloak and Dagger, Shiv, cycle, cycle. We're doing like 6 damage every time we went around the horn. Anyway, can I kill you? You have 11 and I can do 12, but you have 14. If we're gonna have to block, we might as well throw a little Shiv in here. And we'll just, I mean, you're gonna run out, Might as well hit the one that has the most HP so we can get the kill next turn. Maybe we miscalculated, but both these guys are going down. They don't get curl up twice, so. Spit Web, just weakened. It might be hard to get 12 damage. In fact, it might be impossible to get 12 damage. We need some... Well, I mean, we don't know what we need yet. It could be a poison deck, it could be a Shiv-focused deck, it could be many things. We just don't know yet. Blur is, I mean, Outmaneuver is really good too, but Blur, I think I underrated this card a lot. To be able to play this, especially if you get a relic like Anchor that starts you with 10 block, you play this, you got 15 block next turn if nobody's attacking. It's super good. So I think Blur fits. Outmaneuver is also a solid card in my experience, but honestly, just curse me. Upgrade 2 random skills. We got 2 defend plus. It's not worth it, but it is pretty bad. And it's going to take us a while to get to a shop. Hopefully we'll be able to enable some discards. Okay, so certainly you get neutralized for free. We smack ya. We strike ya. And there's nothing really else we can do. You're not going to die this turn. We have kind of a low damage build. But the idea is that we've got enough block to kind of make it pop regardless. So with 4 energy, this is only going to cost us 1. But we are going to take 1 damage. 2 damage. Yeah, because this... Oh, no, it takes 1 HP. It doesn't even worry about block. Okay. It's not bad. We can probably get him this turn if we get a lucky draw. I would say we got an unlucky draw. We didn't even... I was just hoping for, like, a defend plus or something. So this is a situation... I mean, you could just hit him again, but... I'm going to play Blur instead of Survivor, and this gives us 2 block for next turn. There's an off chance if we get debuffed here, we won't be able to kill him. 11 damage is not a ton, but it's enough to maybe be mildly concerned. We're going to get him regardless, but... to be able to store even a little block for the next turn is pretty nice. So there is a discard meta, for sure, and Blade Dance works really well if we're going for a Shiv meta, but Cloak and Dagger is... by normal metrics, I think the best card there, so we're going to stick with that for now. And to be honest with you, I think I'm not going to take a second curse because our deck is still kind of thin, so just give me the free gold. Who we fighting? Lagavulin. Well, Acrobatics enables getting rid of that productively. To be honest, I kind of like... Oh, we could add a bunch of Shivs to our deck, even if we don't play them this turn. But do we want to do... I think I'm, like, overthinking it a little bit. We can afford to take 1 preparatory turn, like if we want to do this. This will start us with 13 block on the next turn, and there's an off chance we could draw back into Blur again and just keep building on that. That's why we want to keep a thin deck for now, is because Blur is like our most prodigious enabler. But let's wake him up. I think we'll let the block expire, unfortunately. We don't have a potent offensive deck right now, so we're not going to draw in a neutralize. We want that for this turn to weaken him. And, hit him up there, and then the rest of the turn just speaks for itself, doesn't it? I think we are going to want to poison him. Just to make the fight not last as long. We're pretty weak right now. Our opening relic did not do anything for us. It gave us 2 defense plus. Sometimes we get a question mark that upgrades all strikes and defends, and that should tell you everything you need to know about how I feel about this. So we can easily get enough block. I think the way we play this, you're giving 8 as well. I think you defend, Cloak and Dagger, Shiv, strike. This is a deck without an identity at the present moment. Hopefully the relic that we get for fighting this guy gives us a little bit more direction for where we should go here. 3 energy. It's probably a decent turn to strike, but I think Blur also proves its usefulness here. So we're going to go into next turn with 11 block. No matter what. We are going to lose 2 HP here. And that might be enough so we can focus on attacking when we draw a more attacking-focused hand. So he has nerfed us, which I dislike, but it's not that bad yet. Try Acrobatics early. We're going to drop a defend plus, because we're going to play a blur. It means we take no damage, and we're going to smack him for a little. And this means we're still going to roll into the next turn with a little bit of block. Not as much as I'd like, but enough to feel like we're going to live for sure. So we can get 13 extra block while still dealing a little damage. It looks like I'm leaning towards like a tanky silent build, which is a slow run that can be a lot of fun. It's kind of I think it's a variation of the combo deck, if I'm being honest, but I'm kind of talking out of my butt right now. I can't kill you, and you're going to weaken me this turn. So I think we just want to do as much damage as possible. Hopefully we can kill you next turn, but we're going to have -2 strength and -2 dex, so we really would like this to be done as soon as possible. And strike, cloak and dagger is not going to do it. We have 4 energy, though. Next turn, you're absolutely done. And we're going to take no damage here, which is nice. But yeah, this, I think if we had gone a little slower, this guy probably would have started to put us in a position where it would be unlikely for us to kill him. But for this, for my money, it went okay. Singing Bowl. Whenever you skip a card, increase your max HP by 2. That seems incredibly useful. I'm going to add another Flying Knee. I think we're not dealing as much damage as I would like, as fast as I would like. So the faster we can change that, the better it is for us, I think. I do not like you. You're only dealing 7 damage. We could blur defend, but I'd rather just, like... I gotta kill you fast. Quickly would be the erudite way to describe it. I don't think blur is necessary here, because we don't want this fight to go on very long. I mean, this is actually pretty nice. So we get 2 shivs. We're gonna take no damage. We might as well dump a card. Or we might as well dump 2 cards, then we only take 1 HP damage. And we're gonna fight another elite after this, so I need to keep our HP high. It's not an issue of want. And I'm gonna keep this explosive potion in case we go up against those diamond boys. So we'll start with no, we don't need to. 6, 6, 8. So we got 20 damage. Don't worry about the acrobatics play. Just go for the kill. 50 gold. So, I mean, if you can enable reflex, it's super good. But I'm just gonna stick with Cloak and Dagger for now. I know we got 3 of them in our deck, but I feel like it opens up a lot of flexibility for us eventually. So here, you start with acrobatics and you dump regret. We don't have a blur, so we probably just strike. We're looking for relics that give energy gain. We're looking for relics to give you a bonus the more cards you play a turn, or attacks specifically, maybe. 10 damage. We can definitely get enough. So it would be like this, Survivor, dump the strike, take blur. Now we got 13. It's just enough. Not an over block as I thought it was going to be. We got 4 energy this turn. 8 plus 6. We're going to take a hit. That's fine. Next turn we'll gain some energy. That's right, he gets stronger the more we do this. So I'm not really thinking about that. This guy pretty much hard counters a defensive build unless we can out-shield him. Which is not looking great so far. This is a skill, which is but by doing that, it's still good. Cut him there. Now he's dealing 12. That's not that bad. A blur is not as useful as a defend plus here. Which is going to lead to us taking 1 damage, I think. Yeah. I'm actually just trying, unless we have another elite. We do, which might be the 3 diamond boys. Oh, wow. I mean, you gotta go. We're not dead. You literally have to die next turn. We're gonna have to go to combat if we want to rest, which is the dangerous part. I will use my explosive potion, because it seems like there's a reasonable chance we could die here. So we need to do 6 damage. Well, I don't need to use my potion, but man, that sucked. What's the relic? Snecko Skull. Whenever you apply poison, apply more poison. That's bad. Dagger Spray is worth it, even though we do get a bonus for skipping. So Strawberry's a modest heal. I think we have to skip this elite and take 3 question marks, which is probably not that bad. At the start of each combat, gain 1 dex. That's pretty good for a blocking focus deck. Purple Fire Spirits. Yeah, receive a reward based on the offer. Can I give you... I'd like to give you Snecko Skull, please. We could probably get a good reward by dumping something. But I'm gonna just get rid of our curse. I receive a something in return. Spirit poop. It's unpleasant. They gave it back, but it's all pooped up. Alright, this is where we want to use, like, an explosive potion. This is also where we want Dagger Spray. Without a doubt. Is it whenever you take damage? Whenever you take attack damage. So, first off, get out of here. We really, I mean, Flying Knee is amazing, but we want, like, Dagger Spray, which we did not get. Cloak and Dagger gets a kill. I think I misplayed this turn pretty badly, but like Flying Knee is so good here, but I really don't want to take even 1 damage, as ridiculous as that might seem. So I'm gonna play Blur, which will give us 5 block inherently for our next floor, or for our next combat turn, I should say. And I'm hoping like a single Dagger Spray and maybe a couple Cloak and Daggers, which is literally what we just got, kind of gets the job done here. We got to make sure that this guy dies though, and we are weakened. But our turn is easy, because we're going to just play Cloak and Dagger anyway. So let's start with those so we can plan. 3 damage, 3 damage, 3 damage. Like, this guy's got to go. You're charging up. I don't know what happens when you finish charging, but I'm hoping I won't be around to find out. It's a pretty decent attack. Wow. We almost died. Or we almost came close, at least. We didn't draw enough attacks to actually kill this guy before he could hurt us. That being said, he's done. We just need to draw a single strike, or a Dagger Spray will work. Okay. Add a card. Outmaneuver fits the archetype, but I'm going to skip. And we'll gain HP as a result. And then we're definitely going to rest. And we might rest again before the boss. We'll just see how things look. You're attacking. I might not be able to get you to split first turn, so let's start. Without a Blur, we don't really want to focus on blocks, but we do need to play 2 Cloak and Daggers just to not take damage. And I'd really prefer to not take damage, so let's get 2 Cloak and Daggers. Hit you with a Flying Knee. I think that's a good turn. The wounds are bad. We need to deal like 14 damage to you, and we don't have 14 damage yet. We will not have 14 damage. So what we're going to do instead is Blur, Defend, Defend. And this is going to give us 8 block for the next turn because of Blur. And it allows us to wait for a more favorable series of wins. Because we're going to get you to split this time. And you're going to split with a relatively low amount of HP, which is perfect. This is what we wanted. But again, I'm being honest, I still think it's kind of a deck without an identity. So, 17 damage. We can block through it. Be like Survivor, dump the strike, Cloak and Dagger, defend, use a Flying Knee on whoever, or whomever. And did we play Blur that turn? No, we did not. I was hoping we'd keep 5 block alive, but we can probably kill this guy regardless. Although the deck looks weak right now. It's sort of not. Just because it's slow to kill things, you know, this isn't Isaac. I think a defensive deck can totally work. Mind you, it's a little less exciting because you don't have these turns that are like, you know, when you're playing as, what am I hoping to draw? 0 mana cards? That's a good point. You don't have these turns that are like, you know, Herd or I hit for 400. Instead, it's like 6 damage, 6 damage, 6 damage, and you can't hit me. 6 damage, 6 damage, 6 damage, you can't hit me. But there's something, it's like a nice little puzzle being solved at the same time when you do it. We don't really weaken enemies. Blade Dance, I don't think is worth it for 1. If it's upgraded, it's 0. And unplayable if it's discarded from your hand, draw 1 card. The only thing we have that enables that right now is Survivor. So I think we're going to skip this. Even though I'm not in love with our deck, this does help keep it thin. Gets our HP a little higher. We'll rest, and I'm not 100% confident for the boss, to be honest. I was just going to say, this guy's the worst, because he's going to... I mean, we only have to block, like, some high damage attacks. But he's still going to be tedious. So I think we should really focus on defense on turn 1. It's like blur, defend. I mean, Survivor gives us 9 block, whereas Flying Knee does damage and gives us energy. So I think I'll start with that, and we'll keep 15 block for the next turn. Because he's probably going to hit us for like 30, 40, 36. Okay. So we wanted to neutralize, and we didn't get it. But we're only going to take 5 damage. And to take 5 damage from his big turn is super good. And that's all because of our focus and our preparatory actions here. So we do have to watch out because the longer this fight goes on, the more burns he's going to put in our deck. And dude, those are going to be so annoying. And we're not really dealing a ton of damage. I'm not sure if you've noticed that. But between like the shivs and the, you know, basic strikes and the et ceteras and the acrobatics and the you get the ideas. We don't have a great deal of damage coming out here, so this guy could whittle us down over time. And we're dealing like 10 damage a turn, so he's going to make it around the horn a couple times here. The real draw for us is doing enough damage before he starts filling our deck with trash, which is going to happen like real soon. So that's a good turn. We get a little extra energy. Probably a good turn to use our Swift Potion on next time. Yeah, I can already tell you. I think this is going to be a better turn for us. So I think you probably would just, like, Survivor and dump a basic defend. Then we'll use, like, Acrobatics. And we're going to dump another basic defend. Neutralize. We're going to take our Energy Potion as well, I think. Yeah, it's a little bit of a waste, but it gives us 1 extra energy we could use to play a needless defend. But either way. We need to kill him a little faster. These burns are going to start to fill up our deck real quick. Real quick. Well, we're dealing like almost no damage here, so it's a simple turn though, and I do appreciate that because we play Blur, and then next turn we can be a little bit more offensively minded. We need to draw more cards that deal damage though. He's 2/3 dead, or sorry, 40% dead, kind of the opposite. But our deck is going to start to get full of trash real soon. And he's gaining strength as well. So this turn he's dealing 42 damage. It's a lot. We definitely want to discard Burn. I think you block through this whole thing. There's no point in even playing a Shiv here. You just keep it in your deck instead. It's kind of a dead draw, but it's better than just throwing it away to hit his block for no reason. So we're going to have 3 burns in our deck now. And again, this is where things start to get a little funky. We're not going to be able to succeed here dealing 3 damage or 8 damage a turn. My dude is getting a strength upgrade every 10 seconds here. He's dealing 22 damage on this turn, so you gotta, I mean, obviously hit him where it hurts there. 16 damage. I'd rather take 9 and replace a strike with a Shiv. That's a 2 damage cost. He's at 113. Dude, we have like no finisher in this deck. That's the real problem right now. It's just, it's anemic. You still want to defend, unfortunately. But we're going to take a real hit this turn. I think we're going to lose, and I think that's befitting my hubris here. If he makes it around, we're definitely going to lose. You still had to, like... Alright. So he's dealing 26 damage because of the burn. I think we have to try to put a stop to it. 8! No, I don't want to do a Windows update. Well, you gotta get cloaked, I suppose, and... $31 block is pretty sick. But I don't know if we can kill him nearly fast enough. I think we're going down here. I can't believe it's happening in my hometown. If I had wings, I would fly. Let me contemplate. I glance in the cut and I see eviscerate. We don't have eviscerate in this deck. 66 damage, huh? Well, that's going to do it for this episode. We literally need to block 58 damage. It can't be done. We literally need... Well, you know what? Why even run the numbers on this? We're dead. Oh, well, we just... I don't blame anything but myself, but I don't really think we had too many opportunities for that to really pop off. It's going to make our next run a little weaker, but hey, there's the end of the streak. I'm not too disappointed. I just didn't... Like, we didn't have the archetypes on route there to really get a good start, but either way... We'll try to learn from it. For now, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the episode, if you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.